shit, boys. Oh shit.
Hi.
Oh shit.
As we've mentioned before.
Stage 2 lock float is complete.
Let's fucking go,
All
dude.
right, so there's that call. At this point in time, Falcon 9 is...
Dragon is in auto idle.
Dragon is fully loaded with all of its
Let me
propellants,
refresh
nearly
this.
1 million
Majors up to date.
pounds of that propellant.
Okay, we're up to
Next
date.
event coming
Gas
up
closeout has started.
right
Okay,
now.
quality.
The gas closeouts. We finished pressurizing the storage tanks on board the Falcon 9. They gave the crew the heads up, and they hear some loud venting noises.
Oh shit.
We're also going to vent down the liquid oxygen line that carried the
So they have to make it
box up
cold
to the
as fuck.
second
That
stage.
rocket clearly gets
Generates a
fast.
typical large white cloud of condensation
Nice,
around
Daddy.
the strong back.
What the fuck, wasn't this going away?
Big event. T-minus 1 minute. All the flight computers take over.
Bug.
Let's listen in to the last minute of terminal count.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
FTS is armed. Falcon
There's not-
9 is in
it's
startup
not nerve-wracking,
and now
Jet.
controlling.
It's gonna go well.
Dragon is in countdown.
It's gonna go well. Okay. Hey, what is it? What is the prediction? You guys have predicting on the rocket launch is gonna get right. Right. Okay. This
Dragon,
is an old
SpaceX.
prediction.
Go for launch.
Gonna say shit.
SpaceX Endeavor, we acknowledge you.
It's gonna go well, chat. It's gonna go well because I mean, it's like a nine. Let's just be honest here.
T-minus 30 seconds.
It's like what is the chances of it going well? Like 99.9%. For it to be some sort of. I mean, they must have checked everything 500 million times. On top of that, they have redundancies in place, right? So if it's going bad, they can.
T-minus 15
They can
seconds.
ditch, right?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition.
If it blows up, is it against us since it's a manned launch?
Copy 1 Alpha.
Together, a new chapter begins. Godspeed AX-1.
Stage 1 propulsion is nominal.
Holy shit! You guys actually missed the launch. It was actually pretty pog. That you actually missed.
T
You
plus
actually ruined
38
it.
seconds
You
into this
actually ruined
historic mission, flying crew on board Dragon and Falcon 9.
Power range telemetry nominal.
Easy. Look at that, clean,
Stage 1
baby.
throttle down.
Throttling down in the preparation for max dynamic pressure.
Clean. Man, dude, it's fucking boosting. It's fucking. That's
Falcon 9
fucking.
is
You
supersonic.
understand? Compared to like an aeroplane, like gaining altitude, it takes so long, and they have to go, oh, this way, back, oh, this way, oh, this way, like, oh, this way, and they keep going like this.
Stage 1 throttle
A
up.
rocket just like, oh, I'm just going straight up, dog. I'm just like, it's an elevator
Merlin
straight to
1B
space.
engines coming back up to power.
1 Bravo.
Copy 1 Bravo.
The crew calling out 1 Bravo should a escape situation arise. It tells the Dragon flight computer what profile to fly using the Super Draco engines. But everything is looking good on Falcon 9. We're getting nominal callouts from all the engineers and a great view from the
Look
ground
at the
camera
amount
and the
of
onboard camera.
juice coming out of that bitch.
Underway.
Look at the power there, boys.
Beginning to chill in the second stage turbo pump in preparation for its ignition coming up in just over half a minute from
So
now.
wait, they have to sit there cooling it down for ages so it doesn't like what melt.
Coming up on about 3.5 G's acceleration for the crew. We'll begin throttling down the Merlin engines to hold that level of
Wait, what?
acceleration.
Because then they just burn all the fuel without any sort of cooling. It just what? Just melts itself?
Next event coming up. We're going to get main engine cutoff.
Stage
and
one,
line
throttle down.
engines.
Wait, how many kilometers an hour?
Get stage separation.
Wait, they're
and
going
ignition of the second stage engine.
5,800 kilometers an
For the
hour?
throttle down call out, we're holding 3.5 G's for the crew.
That's like 66 times faster than when driving at the max speed limit. Think about how crazy
And
it
eco.
is. Think about how crazy it is.
Stage separation 3 Bravo.
Oh, shit, look at that.
Copy 2 Alpha.
Alright,
Ignition.
that's the part that's chopped off, right? That's the part that's... So is that bitch going to be landing soon? Are we going to
Successful
get to watch
stage separation ignition of the second stage engine on the left. the titanium grid fins
Oh, this
beginning to
is
slowly
crazy.
deploy. Great views from the
This
first
is
stage
crazy,
camera.
bro.
The first stage now begins
Let me
a
go over here.
slow flip maneuver. You can see the white nitrogen gas
Fuck, look
plumes
at
as we reorient for an entry back through the Earth's atmosphere a little bit later
I'll move so way you
in the
guys.
plus count. Second stage, we see the engine nozzle glowing red. Everything continuing to look good on the second stage.
But yeah, there we go. Look. There we
Should
go.
be hearing call outs coming up to the crew here shortly on how the trajectory is looking.
So that bench is coming down. That bench is coming down. Wait, so that's coming down? Wait, you're telling me that...
Dragon, SpaceX.
How is it coming down so fast?
It's what we like to hear.
Acquisition of signal, Bermuda.
AOS Bermuda, acquisition of
Altitude,
signal.
153
Bermuda
K.
tracking
Wait, it's going
station
up.
now getting telemetry from the second stage of the Falcon 9
Is this
with the
bugged?
Dragon on top. T plus 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Everything continues to be nominal.
It's going
First
up.
stage coasting to apogee, and then it'll come back down for landing on the drone ship. Second stage, partway through its lengthy burn
Wait.
to get the crew into orbit.
Wait, so this
So take
stage
4.5
here has got the
minutes
crew,
in,
right?
Everything continues to look good.
What the fuck is all that
What
shit?
a
What the fuck is all that?
absolutely picture perfect liftoff. We got a live view of the crew inside Dragon Endeavour.
Right side of the screen. Stage 2
Looks like
telemetry.
everyone is still pretty comfy.
Yeah, so these guys are going at
as John had said
9,000
earlier,
kilometers
we
an
got
hour.
to
Dragon, SpaceX. Trajectory nominal.
They're going 9,000 kilometers an
All
hour.
right, good call
Because
out
of what
there.
it
That
is.
trajectory is
Because
nominal.
they're going to speed and they're adding more on, and they're adding more
As
on,
John
and they're
mentioned, we
adding
got to
more on,
about
and then just keep going
3.5
plus
Gs
one,
there.
plus one, plus
Signal
one,
New
plus
Hampshire.
one, and they're ramping, bro. They're ramping.
On the left-hand side of your screen, we can see the first stage as it is making its way
Right,
back
they're
down to
ramping.
Earth. It's targeting a landing
It's
on
like,
our drone ship,
you're
a
able to add a
shortfall
small
of
amount of energy
Veritasium, which is parked a
constantly.
couple hundred miles off the coast of Florida, out in the Atlantic Ocean. Second stage on the right-hand side, everything continues to be nominal there, as the MVAC engine is powering the second stage and Dragon Endeavour to its targeted drop-off orbit.
Wait, where is... I'm confused. Why is this still accelerating? Isn't that bench supposed to come down and land?
Absolutely beautiful views of both the first and second
Dragon,
stages.
SpaceX. Trajectory nominal.
SpaceX Endeavour, copy.
Thank
Holy
God
shit,
those
you're
brave
so retarded,
astronauts
you're
have
so
some rubber
retarded.
All right, so
booties
coming
on
up in
in
about
case
a
there's
minute and a
few
half,
puddles on the way to
the
space.
first stage will execute the first of 2 burns required for today's landing attempt.
Okay, now it's going down.
At about
Now
T
it's going
plus
down.
7 minutes and 30
Now
seconds,
it's going down.
we'll see
Chet, the whole
entry
time,
burn
the
begin.
speed has been going up.
That's where the first
but its
stage
altitude
will
was
ignite,
going up,
the
and
center
then it was
engine
going...
first,
now it's going
and then
down.
a couple seconds later, ignite
altitude
2
was
more
going up
engines, so
before.
a total of 3 engine burn.
Literally check
which
the
will
VOD.
last about 29
Literally
seconds.
check the VOD.
The entry
Literally
burn
check the
slows
VOD.
the vehicle down significantly
Literally
as
check
it
the VOD.
re-enters back into the Earth's atmosphere.
Oh, shit, dude.
The first stage sees high drag, which scrubs roughly 70% of that velocity by the time that the landing burn begins.
Literally check the VOD, dumb fucks.
Stunning view where you can see the curvature of the Earth
Like,
there on the left-hand
holy
side.
shit.
Dragon, SpaceX. Trajectory nominal.
Holy shit. Hey, dude, okay, I'm pausing a live video. Oh, fuck, now I gotta refresh it.
SpaceX Endeavour, we copy.
The speed was going up the whole time.
There you can
And the
see
altitude was going
the
up.
nitrogen
And then the
gas
altitude
thruster,
turned-
so that's the
it started going
puff
down at some point.
of, gas that you see there occasionally. That's used for
So what is
attitude
is the
control
speed-
systems. We also utilize those grid fins that you see. There are 4 of
The
them.
speed proportional
placed
to what?
around the
It's
booster.
the speed
and
relative
those
to
grid
what?
fins also help steer for a precise landing, either at
Stage 1
the
entry burn
It
startup.
was bugged. It was bugged, 100%. Either it's bugged,
Stage
because
2
it looked like it was
All
going
right,
down the
there
whole way.
we
Okay,
can
we go.
see
Now,
that
now it's
that
the
entry
friction
burn
noise.
has begun.
Holy shit.
We are
let's go.
targeting a landing on our drone ship, a shortfall of gravitas today. MVAC performance there for our second stage on
Ever
the
heard
right-hand
of
side.
conservation of momentum?
I understand. So, but the whole point is it should be going up,
So we are conducting the entry
Disconnect.
burn.
peaking,
Previously, the booster was
Stage 1
down.
entry burn shut down.
hits the
that entry
atmosphere,
burn helps slow the
starts
booster
slowing down
down.
because all the friction.
It was going about 25 times the speed of sound. So we slow it down
Fuck, look
as
how
it
fast-
re-enters
look at how much it
the
slowed
dense
down,
part
holy
of the
fuck.
Earth's atmosphere.
Otherwise, it'll burn up. Dude, they're going 21,000 kilometers an hour, dude. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. But yo,
The next
get this,
event
dude.
is
They do not
second
launch
engine
straight
cutoff
up in a
or
line.
SECO
Get this,
It
dude.
1
launches
as
in
you
an
see
arc.
it there on the timeline
Get
at
this,
the bottom
dude.
of your screen.
If they turn off the
Two
engines
in terminal guidance.
and then the Earth is deleted,
That's where we shut
are
down
they even going
the
24
MVAC
kilometers
engine
an hour?
or second engine cutoff.
24,000 kilometers an hour? Or are they going 0?
Copy, Shannon.
Relative to what?
Stage 1 transonic.
Relative to what? What's the Earth speed relative to what? Okay, around the sun? What's the sun orbiting around? Okay, what's
Note
that?
our landing burn
Dude,
and second engine cutoff.
only relative to what
will
your
occur
destination
about
is.
The same
MVAC
time.
shut down.
Oh,
All right,
oh,
we
here
got
it comes,
a live
here
view
it comes,
of the
here it
crew
comes, here it comes,
inside
here it
Dragon
comes.
Endeavour there on the right-hand
Oh
side of
shit,
your
go
screen.
full screen on the fucking
Stage
base!
1 landing burn.
Full screen on the base!
Landing burn has begun for the first stage.
Dragon SpaceX, nominal orbit.
Oh shit, here it comes.
All right,
She
great
literally
news there.
said it was
Dragon
aligning
Endeavour.
with the drone ship in the
nominal
Pacific
orbit
Ocean
insertion.
before dropping.
Oh my god, it's coming down quick! 100 kilometers an hour, you probably should slow down on me. 50, 40, 30.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. SpaceX Dragon launch skips the
Oh, that's bad CGI, bro.
Yeah, guys, the rocket
That's
As you
scientists
can
just
see,
launched
this
the ship
Falcon 9
into the front.
has landed
Thing
for
was
the
wrong.
5th time. All the while, great
Stage
commentary
1
there.
landing confirmed.
Okay, no one's gonna believe that CGI.
Well, we can confirm
That's some
the
bad
landing.
CGI, bro.
Also signal expected Cape.
Confirmed landing there of the first stage booster. Also, almost simultaneously, great news for the second stage. We heard that there was nominal orbit insertion for Crew Dragon Endeavour. There you can see a live view inside our Dragon. Looks like the crew is beginning to adjust to 0G. And if you look at the right-hand side corner, it looks like we can see the 0G indicator.
Well, the Dragon deploy, dude.
That was one of the things I really wanted to see what
Dragon
they were going to bring
deploy.
for their zero-G indicator, so I can't wait to see what comes on.
It looks, I can't quite tell, Pokemon? Maybe, okay, well, hopefully it'll come into closer view.
Yeah,
But
and if not, we'll get to ask them later, hopefully.
yeah, great to see the crew here again,
dig it.
starting to, really getting their first
What the
taste
fuck is that?
of microgravity.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this thing?
Oh, it has ears? Oh, it's a bunny.
It
Is
looks
that
like a bunny.
Thumper?
I think it might be.
I think that's Thumper from Bambi. Love it. So right now,
That's
the
good
second
CGI.
stage
Good
is
CGI,
basically
you aren't fooling me.
preparing
Okay, you
for
aren't fooling me.
Dragon separation. We are, the next
no,
step
no.
now that, as we said, Dragon has nominal orbital insertion, the second stage and
You
Dragon
guys can't
will
see the
separate.
altitude because the illegal livers thing.
Views
Let's
there
see
of
the Dragon
our,
deploy. So the
MVAC
Dragon
engine
is that the tip coming
now
off?
shut off.
Quinn, I want to know your
No
answer.
longer
Is a mile
glowing
on Earth the same as a
that
mile on the
lovely shade
moon
of
or a mile
orange.
in space? Smile.
Yes, a mile is a mile, dude. What's your point? What I'm saying is it's all relative, right? What I'm saying is it's all relative. It's all relative. Like speed is relative.
Right now,
That's
the
what I'm
second stage is about 200 kilometers above Earth.
Have you heard of a thing called relativity,
Preparing now
chat?
for stage separation.
You guys heard of that?
Excuse me, for Dragon separation.
Holy shit, bro. Hey, chat, are you this fucking stupid? Are you this fucking
For
stupid,
those of you
bro?
that have just recently joined us, we had
Chat,
an
if I jump
on-time
off a building,
liftoff of the
am I
Axiom
accelerating
1
towards the
crew.
ground, or
They're
is the ground
now
accelerating towards
in
me?
space and
Dumb fucks.
coming up to separation
how
from second stage.
slow are you?
At which point they will then begin to make
Relative
their
to
journey,
me, the
continue
ground
their
is
journey
accelerating to me.
to the International Space Station.
Relative to what? Its speed is irrelative. So
This really makes me want
View
to
that you're
see
currently
Quinn's
looking
fake
at
Kerbal
is
Space
inside the
program.
Dragon trunk,
Imagine the
which, as you
gadget.
can see, has just separated from the second stage.
Yeah, guys, the rocket scientists just launched a ship that was bugged. Quinn is right, two-header.
no, I'm not talking about. We're not talking about that. We're talking about speed being relative, chat. Like,
The speed on the booster was
you
going
dumb?
down as it went higher towards
I
Apogee, then it
understand
started
now.
increasing as it
Now
went
stand by
back
for
down
support,
WTFF two-header.
no. I understand. So
And MLA and
It's because it's arcing.
But speed is
because it's
distance
arcing.
over time.
And then
So
flipping.
if the Earth disappears, neither time or distance changes. So what are you saying?
So what I'm saying is, okay, so their speed right now is 26991, right? Well, that's this quote unquote speed.
Ends
Okay.
at education at its
If
finest.
Earth doesn't exist, I clap my hands. Earth doesn't exist. The destination doesn't exist. The rockets aren't going.
Are they going that speed?
but they're simply existing in space. Okay? And there's objects moving in different directions.
The speed of light is literally a constant.
Nice words
no
there
matter
from
where
a
you
couple
are.
of key
The speed
folks.
of light is always going to be the same.
It's
Speed-
relative depending on what you're measuring. If I jump off a building, the ground is accelerating
First
towards
Quindar
me.
tone of the
Relatively speaking, dumb fucks.
Holy shit! How are you this stupid? How are you
There we
this
can-
dumb?
It's a
Expected losses
it's
signal
a
from New
measurement.
Hampshire.
There we can see
oh
Dragon
my
Endeavour
God, bro.
on its way to the International
You're
Space Station.
so
It has separated. There's a view
dumb,
inside.
Chad.
We had nominal dehumidifier activation and service section Draco checkout.
Next thing you're gonna tell me, gravity is like a physical force. It's not just the direction
There
of
we can
space
see
and
over the
time.
shoulder of
SpaceX Endeavour, we
Is it
copy.
possible for you to not have
Oh
a take
my
on something?
God.
over the shoulder
Can you watch
previously
the video
Commander
watch more YouTube
MLA was on
videos.
the left,
Something?
and
Just
pilot
curious,
Larry
no
Connor was
flame.
on the right. Live view inside the cabin. They just
Chat.
got the okay to lift their visors.
All right.
Do you not understand that we're on a fucking planet that's going around another
All right.
body?
So we can
We're just
see
going
that
around another
everyone
body.
is
We're just going around
in space.
another
We
body.
can see that zero
just
G
going around
indicator
What is
floating around.
true?
Great view there
What is
of Dragon
zero
Endeavour.
speed?
Now in
Now
space
think
What
with the
is-
Axiom
Quinn,
1
if I
crew
drive a car
on their
Earth
way to
for
the
1
International
hour
Space
and I
Station.
Not
get
moving.
60
Yeah, I mean,
miles if I
this is a day
drive
of
for the
first.
same
You know, this is
speed and
What
the
is-
first
same
I'm going to
amount of
participate.
time
What
on
is
the
not
moon,
moving?
how
First
far
for
would I
Axiom.
go?
What
and
is,
this is
it's
a first for
relative
spaceflight.
depending on what you're
And it's
traveling
just
to, where you're
wonderful
going
to see
from.
such a
So you can say my
picture
speed
perfect
towards
launch.
Mars
It really
is
was.
20,000 kilometers an hour.
And we saw
Right, that's my
orbital-
speed towards this- from-
zero G insertion
from
at the
A
same
to
time.
B.
I mean, that was perfect.
Yeah.
It
This
was
is how
wonderful
fast
to
this
see.
is. I'm accelerating towards this, whatever.
All right. Well,
okay.
as I just said, today's launch is one for the history books. So to
That's
punctuate this
distance
milestone
and
that
time,
NASA
okay?
and
Do you
commercial
understand? So
companies
what I'm saying is,
are able to
if
achieve
the
together,
Earth doesn't
we go now to
exist-
Kennedy Space Center, where Megan Cruz
Do you know
is
how
NASA's
they're accelerating by
Kathleen.
adding a small amount of
I'm here right now
energy
with the Associate
consistently.
Administrator of NASA's Space Operations Mission Director. It's so great to have you here, Kathleen.
There's a
What
massive
did you think of
disconnect
the
here.
launch?
There's a
Oh
massive.
my gosh.
You're not understanding. It's completely relative.
Right in the bottom of my
It's
throat. I'm
completely
holding,
relative.
Can't breathe.
And the fact that you don't understand this relative is insane to me. And you're in chat saying like, "Oh my God, he's so
All
stupid," when you
speeds are
literally have
relative,
no idea
except
what
for
you're
the
talking
speed of
about.
light, which
You
is
literally,
absolute.
you literally, oh my God. Okay. Okay.
You mad?
Let me actually. Do you know what, chat? Let's educate chat. Let's actually.
I hope you read Quin69.
Ready, boys?
Tip message.
This video was sponsored by Caseta by
So I
Veritasium.
go out on a drive, but without a destination in mind.
According to the general theory of relativity, gravity is not a force. There are no gravitational fields. Gravity is kind of an illusion. And in this video, I will prove it to you by blasting off into outer space. In 3, 2, 1.
Chat, this is gonna just. We don't really care about the gravity beam, but it's just all about relativity, and it's going to make you guys understand. Because you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, which is ultra cringe. You can put, and the fact that you're even saying that I'm wrong is just like hilarious. It's absolutely
Albert
hilarious.
Einstein said the happiest thought of his life was imagining a man falling off the roof of a house.
Yep.
What made Einstein so happy about this wasn't Schadenfreude. It was the realization that this man, while he was falling, wouldn't feel his own weight.
Yep.
He would be weightless. And anything he dropped on his way down, well, it would remain stationary relative to him, or moving in uniform motion.
Relativity.
The whole situation would be just like
If you were in deep space, not near any large masses,
Wow.
with your spaceship at rest, or
Like if say you were to delete Earth, like I'm saying in my hypothetical here, if Earth didn't exist and the destination they're going to didn't exist, and we turned off the rocket, exactly how I'm describing.
coasting along at constant velocity.
Here, you would feel no weight, objects would remain stationary relative to you, or if you give them a push, they would move in a straight line at constant velocity. And you would be the very definition of an inertial observer.
Oh, wow.
You're not accelerating, not in a gravitational field. All the laws of physics apply in your reference frame. Meaning there is no experiment you could do to distinguish your inertial reference frame from any other.
Now here comes the big leap. Einstein looks at these two scenarios and says they are equivalent. Not just similar, physically they are exactly the same thing. Which means man falling from roof is not in a gravitational field. There are no gravitational fields. And he is not accelerating. He is an inertial observer just like Rocket Man.
The ground's accelerating to him.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, okay, I can see how both of these observers feel weightless, but man falling from roof is clearly in a gravitational field. I mean, he's right next to the Earth. And he's obviously accelerating.
Gravity's not real,
His speed is increasing by 9.8 meters per second every second, a fact that will become painfully apparent when he crashes into the ground. I know that these two situations look very different, but Einstein's equivalence principle tells us the one thing to focus on, the experience of the observer. If they feel weightless, then they are in an inertial frame of reference, every bit as good as Rocket Man's out drifting through deep space. Imagine if Rocket Man, coasting along at constant velocity and not paying attention, comes upon a planet a long way off in the distance.
Oh shit! Like a space station, say. Like a space station, say.
An external observer might notice that the path of the rocket bends ever so slightly towards the planet. But inside, Rocket Man would remain oblivious. He feels no force, experiences no acceleration. As the rocket gets closer to the planet, it goes faster and faster. But Rocket Man still feels weightless. For him, nothing has changed. So where on this journey would you say the frame of reference changes from inertial to non-inertial? An onboard accelerometer would never even register a blip. He has continued on his inertial path through space-time.
Oh, shit.
So the logical conclusion is his frame of reference is inertial up until the instant he crashes into the planet.
Fucking dies! Red Veritasium, dude. Red Veritasium.
Okay, so how do you explain the curved path of his rocket without gravitational forces or gravitational fields? The answer is curved space-time. First, focus on Rocket Man's observation that the whole time he felt like he was moving with constant velocity in a straight line. He was moving in a straight line through space-time.
That's good script
But space-time around massive objects like planets is curved. So that's why his path appeared curved to a distant observer. Now this isn't as unusual as it seems.
Fucking
airplanes, for example, always try to fly the shortest route between cities. Essentially, they just go in a straight line.
What the fuck?
But since the Earth's surface is curved, the shortest path doesn't look like a straight line. These shortest paths over curved surfaces are called geodesics. And we use that same word, geodesics, for the straight line paths followed by inertial observers through curved spacetime. Here's another analogy. Imagine you and a friend are standing 1,000 kilometers apart on the equator. Now you both set off due north. Over time, you will come closer together, ultimately bumping into each other at the North Pole. It's as though there was a force pushing you together. But you didn't feel a force, and your friend didn't feel a force. Gravity is just like that force. It doesn't actually exist. The real reason for you coming together was that you were both on straight paths, geodesics, on a curved surface.
Astronauts on the space station.
I had to have this conversation several times. Whenever I take, like literally, like the two he doesn't shout. Whenever I say like the globe is a lie, dude, gravity doesn't exist, dude. Yeah, Chet Spokes out there.
Are weightless. That means they too are inertial observers traveling on a geodesic. But the Earth curves space-time around it, which is why their straight-line path appears as a helix. It only looks like a circular orbit if you forget the time dimension. Don't forget, we are all moving through space and time. Space-time.
Oh, fuck.
This is the standard bent sheet analogy for curved spacetime.
But I think this demo is misleading.
Doesn't work, bro.
It
Doesn't
allows you to
work.
fool yourself into
Doesn't
thinking
work.
you understand general relativity when
But
the
you don't.
intuition you're actually...
This is literally chat. This is literally chat. When I'm talking about relativity, this is literally chat. They can't. They're literally fucking.
So what is this proving again? Speed is relative
I'm
to
talking.
the
I'm talking
speed
about
of light.
relativity to the person observing. Do you understand? It's all relative.
Drawing on.
What I'm saying is, if you delete all this whole thing, they're not even moving, bro. They're not even moving, which is crazy. Why you can? It's insane to me. Like you can have this fucking thing. You can have like a spaceship moving through space, right? And you just keep adding the tiniest amount of energy to them, right? The tiniest amount of energy. Like you could literally shoot a laser, like a laser point at them, adding the tiniest amount of energy. And it just keeps adding up and adding up and adding up and ramping and ramping and ramping. And then they don't even fucking know that it's even happening. Like it's mind blowing, right? The way that the rocket can just constantly add speed. And then I was discussing speed and how it's all relative based on the people, from their experience. You understand what I'm saying, chat? Oh my fucking god!
It's just that objects like to fall towards
and
the...
then you're like, oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, well, guess what?
middle of a well due to the gravitational force. But in general relativity, there is no gravitational force. What you should be thinking about is objects traveling on a straight line path through space-time. It just so happens that space-time is curved around massive objects. So that straight line path doesn't look like a straight line. Matter tells space-time how to curve, and space-time tells matter how to move.
Is the people in the rocket... What I'm saying is, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
To the guy who wanted to take a nap, you definitely have time. This will take a while.
The people in the rocket, okay, they're not going towards the ground. The ground is coming towards them.
Thanks per Rogan.
Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? That's what, and you're not able to comprehend that because you're sitting there from your reference point of Earth, looking at them, saying, "Well, look, they're clearly moving." Dude, I'm saying no.
Iron Einstein, Iron Einstein, Iron Einstein, Iron Einstein, Iron Einstein, Iron Einstein, Iron Einstein.
And your little brains can't handle this. Your brains can't handle this.
What
They're
happens if you turn on the rocket thrusters and
you're
accelerate
all fucking wrong.
at 9.8 meters per second squared?
We gotta see we're agreeing.
Well, someone outside would see all objects remain stationary, while the floor of the rocket accelerates
Stop arguing
into
with
them.
Quinn. He has a PhD from YouTube University.
Oh, let's get work. Let's get work. It's not even the fucking...
Inside the rocket, everything would appear to accelerate down to the ground, and you would feel a force pushing up on your feet, the same force that's pushing up on you as you watch this video.
This situation feels exactly the same as being at rest on the surface of Earth.
You have to constantly accelerate, though.
Because we are at rest on the surface of Earth. Now I want to ask you, are you watching this video in an inertial frame of reference? Well, I mean, do you feel weightless?
No.
No. So you are not
Sad
an
egg.
inertial observer.
Sad
Your
egg.
situation is exactly the same as someone accelerating on a rocket ship in deep space. And let me be clear, I don't mean that being at rest in a gravitational field is like acceleration.
Which is why I was describing them as inertial observers once they had turned off the thrusters. And they were saying they were moving. And they were saying, oh, they're moving at 23,000 kilometers an hour, 900... Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm saying, well, are they? And you're going, well, of course they are. Look, it says they're going. And dude, their rocket's not accelerating. They're not accelerating. Everything else is moving towards them. Okay, they're sitting there,
Bro,
weightless.
it's time to
Do you
take
understand?
the box
Do you understand?
out your
Do you understand what? Hey, can you understand what I'm saying? So they're not accelerating.
We're saying they're moving at 23,000 kilometers an hour. Yet relative to us, they are. Guess what? To them, they're not moving. They're not moving. And I say this obvious thing. I say this obvious thing, which is obviously true. And you can't, no, we're not. That's the speed they're moving. They couldn't go any faster than that. They would be going faster than the speed of light. What's that? No, dude. You're fucking retarded, bro. You're clearly not you don't understand relativity. You clearly don't understand the basics. The literal fucking basics. Okay? The fact that you don't understand there's a difference between we saying they're going this speed and like this whole relative speeds. Okay, there's great examples of things that are moving at great speeds, going past each other, and what each person would see. But it's that is actually like fucking alpha head exploding. Shit, that'll blow you. The point is, those cars aren't accelerating, dude. They aren't accelerating. They're not accelerating. Do you understand? They are not accelerating. Oh, okay, dude. Alright, I'm gonna fucking... Dude, I wanna nerf this shit. I'm nerfing all this shit. I'm literally nerfing all this shit, dude. It's all getting nerfed, because you guys are really... I'm describing some... It's funny, because this is all you can do now. There's no arguments you made. You're like, oh wait, he's actually completely right, and you're realizing that you're completely wrong, and now you're just spamming fucking voice effects. You just spam. It's spam. Possible. Okay, we're gonna change those shits. This is gonna be 60,000. Okay, 60,000.
Quinn is approaching iron at great speed, but just imagine if iron didn't exist.
Woman. Yeah, 7. That's gonna be like 80,000. Oh, robots.
Once I got a speeding ticket, but I refuted it, explaining that the speed trap was actually speeding towards me. So the police ended up paying me instead.
You're not a natural frame of reference, bitch. Okay, the people weightless in their fucking rocket work, dumb fuck. The fact that you can't actually understand the difference is fucking blunt. Like, even when you're having a video that's giving you great examples, showing you exactly what I'm talking about, you can't, you're like, what are you talking about? He's talking about gravity, that's got nothing to do with it. That's like, no, I'm literally... Okay, fucking... Go to school, bro. Watch
what
some
outer
YouTube
space
videos.
and Quinn's skull have in common?
Watch some fucking
They
YouTube
both
videos,
empty.
homie. For real, so for real. Because what are you watching?
In a rocket, I mean it is the exact same thing. You are accelerating inertial observer. Are you watching this video in an inertial frame of reference? Well, I mean, do you feel weightless? No. So you are not an inertial observer. Your situation is exactly the same as someone accelerating on a rocket ship in deep space. And let me be clear, I don't mean that being at rest in a gravitational field is like accelerating in a rocket. I mean it is the exact same thing. You are accelerating and there is no gravitational field. Gravitational fields do not exist. Now I know that sounds crazy.
Okay, I need to figure out why it's bugging. The auto hotkey never bugs. The auto hotkey never bugs. Okay, wait, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually make a new thing. Like, get a new thing. I need to make a Discord. I need to make a fucking Discord message to myself to remind me to do this. Just. Myself. Fuck! I hate it when people donate and I can't skip them. It's like one of my pet hates. It triggers the fuck out of me so much, dude. Fix the skip.
But isn't speed measured in distance traveled over a certain time? How does that work with relativity? Please explain, Quinton, where dude.
Holy shit! It's. Stop. Maybe fix. Maybe go back. Fix the skip. Maybe go back to using a HK script. Okay. Okay. Chat. What you need to understand is here. Velocity. Okay, not equal to speed.
You are correct about all the things you are saying, but you can still calculate the average speed at which things are moving towards or away from each other.
Guys.
Which is what I'm saying! Which is... Space station! They're not moving at that point! They're no... Dude, you're like... What are you talking about? If there's no context, no object, you're right... How are you not understanding this? How is your... what is up with some people's brains that just, like, they literally cannot fathom or even comprehend a concept? Like, no, that's not how it works. No, that's not how the ground is there. Oh, what do you mean? But they're moving away. What are you talking about, bro? Well, I don't understand. What do you mean the actual frame of reference? What do you mean? They're moving. Look, they're going 23,000 kilometers. No, they're not accelerating. They're fucking still. This shit is moving towards them. They're just chilling. They're just chilling in space. Okay. Do you understand?
I mean, it is the exact same thing. You are accelerating, and there is no gravitational field.
Okay, so
gravitation
back,
accelerating.
Okay.
Frame
Nobody
of
fucking
reference.
donate again, because I swear to God, I can't skip and it's super
do
annoying.
you feel
Fuck
weightless?
off!
50.
No. So you are not an inertial observer. Your situation is exactly the same as someone accelerating on a rocket ship in deep space. And let me be clear, I don't mean that being at rest in a gravitational field is like accelerating in a rocket. I mean it is the exact same thing. You are accelerating and there is no gravitational field. Gravitational fields do not exist. Now I know that sounds crazy, but come with me for a minute. This is you. In standard Newtonian physics, we draw your weight force, the force of gravity pushing you down, and the normal force from the floor pushing you up. We say these forces are equal and opposite, so there's no net force on you, so you are not accelerating. But in general relativity, gravity is not a force. You have no weight, so the only force on you are these normal forces pushing you up. So you are accelerating upwards, but I'm not moving up. Relative to what? I mean, relative to the flip chart and the floor and basically everything in this room. But all of those things are in your frame of reference, which you know is not inertial. Relative to everything in my rocket ship, I'm not accelerating. What you need, if you really want to measure your acceleration, is someone in an inertial frame of reference, like the guy who fell off the roof. And he would see you accelerating up at 9.8 meters per second squared.
Yep. There it is.
I think what this shows is that what an acceleration really is it's a deviation.
I got the brainwashed! I watched like several videos. This is the most basic, easy to watch one that will explain the concept that I'm trying to describe to you guys. You're not understanding it. Okay, like once you say, like, is it clicking yet?
From a geodesic.
Acceleration,
you can't follow a straight line path through space-time because the floor prevents you from doing that. It applies a force upwards on you, so you're accelerating up. But if I'm accelerating up, and so is everyone else around the world, and presumably the whole surface of the Earth, then shouldn't the Earth be expanding?
Exploding!
No. It is possible for you to be accelerating even though your spatial coordinates are not changing. I will show you one equation from general relativity.
Holy shit.
This says that the second derivative of your position with respect to time is equal to your acceleration, that's just F on m, and if you were in flat space-time, well, this is exactly what you're saying. If you're accelerating, your spatial coordinates have to change.
Elementary.
But you're not in flat space-time. And this term is related to the curvature of space-time, and this is your velocity through time squared.
That makes total sense.
You don't have to worry about the details here. The point is, your position can be not changing. This can be 0, which means your acceleration must be exactly equal to this curvature term times your velocity through time squared. So in curved space-time, you need to accelerate just to stand still.
Nutty.
A lot of this may seem more complicated than Newtonian physics, but one classical mystery looks a whole lot simpler in general relativity, which is why all objects fall at the same rate. Now, I have made a number of videos on this topic, and I would always give the standard Newtonian explanation. The only force on a free-falling body is its weight, g mm on r squared, which equals its mass times acceleration. You can cancel the object's mass on both sides of the equation, hence all objects will have this same acceleration. The mystery is why we could cancel these two M's. The one on the left was gravitational.
In a vacuum. In a vacuum.
Wait, double mech?
What do you mean double mech? Oh, shit. My bad.
Mass, the property of an object that creates and experiences a gravitational field, while the M on the right is inertial mass, a measure of resistance to acceleration. Why should these two conceptually different properties be numerically identical? Scientists have spent a lot of time and effort experimentally testing down to around 1 part in 10 trillion that these two types of mass really are the same. But in general relativity, there is no mystery. All objects appear to fall the same way because, well, they're not accelerating. They're just following straight line paths through space-time until they encounter something that stops them. Like the objects in the rocket ship, they appear to accelerate at the same rate because they're not really accelerating. It's the floor accelerating into them.
There it is, Chet.
Now, a lot of this might seem pretty far-fetched, as it did back in 1915 when Einstein proposed it. So he very cleverly came up with a measurable prediction that scientists could make to test his theory. Imagine that this rocket ship is coasting through deep space. If you shine a light beam across the rocket ship, well, it'll do exactly what you expect. Light travels in a straight line and hits a point on the opposite wall at exactly the same height as the source.
This is crazy shit, dude. This is
But now, what if this rocket is accelerating? Well, to an external observer, they're still going to see the same thing, light traveling in a straight line. But inside the rocket, during the time it takes for the light to travel across the cabin, the rocket will have sped up. So by the time it hits the other wall, it'll hit a little lower than before.
What the fuck?
So in an accelerating frame of reference, light deflects down.
That shit blows my mind. Like, this shit is like, it's so obviously that, like, it makes sense. But it's like, that shit, it's still, that shit, every time I see that shit, it's like, oh.
I am dramatically exaggerating the effect. Even if I were accelerating up at 10 Gs, which would probably kill me, the deflection would be on the order of the width of a proton. Still, it shows that an accelerating frame of reference will bend light. So, Einstein reasoned, light must also bend when it passes a large mass. But where do you find a mass large enough? Well, the only obvious huge mass near the Earth is the sun. So the ideal experiment would be to look at light passing just next to the sun and see if it is deflected. Say, light from distant stars. The problem was, of course, the sun is just so bright you can't see stars right next to it. Unless there is a total solar eclipse, which is exactly what happened in 1919. So Arthur Eddington set out to take pictures of the stars right next to the sun during totality. And what he found by analyzing those pictures was that their positions appeared deflected by the precise amount predicted by Einstein's general theory of relativity.
How do they do that? How do some guys, like some fucking slightly evolved apes, like just with some paper and shit and some fucking glass lenses, like, just to fucking figure this shit out? Like, all these celestial bodies, like, fucking, you know, millions of, like, so unfathomably far away. Like, and they get to predict this shit? That's fucking crazy, bro. That's fucking crazy. Like some fucking monkeys with like these fucking stupid meat hands and like a piece of graphite on a bit of wood. And we're able to, like, do this shit. That's mind-blowing. Like, honestly, how the fuck did they figure all this shit out? It still blows my mind, dude. Like, from my lived experience shit, it's like, dude, trying to, like, imagine getting to that point with the tools that they had. It's like, bruh. How?
The result was twice the deflection some had calculated using a strictly Newtonian model. And general relativity has passed virtually every test put to it over the past 100 years or so. But there are still more things to try.
Oh, shit.
A well-known and empirically validated finding is that accelerating charges radiate electromagnetic radiation. So one conceptually simple experimental test would be to compare the behavior of a stationary charge in a gravitational field to a free-falling one.
If a more Newtonian picture of gravity is correct, well then the stationary charge should not radiate electromagnetic radiation, but a free-falling one is accelerating and therefore it should radiate. In contrast, general relativity sees the free-falling charge as non-accelerating, it's just going on a straight line path through curved space-time, whereas the stationary charge is accelerating and therefore it should give off electromagnetic radiation.
Fuck, that makes sense.
Now, thus far, logistical challenges have prevented anyone from actually carrying out this experiment, but what you believe...
Just do the experiment, bro. Just get the particle, do one stationary, one moving, bro. It's pretty simple. Just do it, like, just instability. Get the particle accelerator out. Just fucking go ahead and do it. You know, it's pretty simple. Like, just fucking...
will happen reveals what you truly think about the nature of gravity. Do you think that a freely falling charge will radiate electromagnetic radiation or not? Is gravity an illusion?
Yep. Absolutely.
This episode was sponsored by Caseta, and so I used the sponsorship money to have a rocket ship built.
It helped.
Caseta by Lutron makes these smart light
Good
switches
video,
in
great video, great video. Chat, you know, there you go. There you go, guys. What is this? Okay, what are we linking at? What is this shit? Okay, dude, dance is... Shut the... It's like, that's all you've got, dude. That's all you got. Because you realize, oh, shit, I see now. I understand. Oh, fuck. It actually makes sense. I'm trying to describe a basic mechanic. I could just some real basic shit. And it's just like, holy fuck. What are you talking about? Literally go watch some fucking YouTube videos, bro. Go watch some YouTube videos. Maybe read a Kotaku article or something, okay? All right, learn, bro. All right, get an education. Holy fuck. But do you understand what I'm saying, though? I was finding out it's like crazy. Like, oh yeah, like yeah, they're going like, you know. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? I'm like, oh look, they were on the rocket. Their rocket was turned off, right? They were no longer accelerating, and it said speed 23,000 kilometers an hour, like 999, whatever the fuck it said, right? And as them being an inertial observer, and they're not actually like moving or anything, I was like, you know, right? Like if the Earth didn't exist and the space station didn't exist, like are they even moving, bro? Like, they weren't accelerating. They had stopped accelerating. They weren't accelerating. They would, I don't know, whatever, the speed they were going, the number was fixed. And I was like, well, okay. So, and then it's like, yeah, relative to the Earth, like how fast they're moving away from the Earth and towards the space station. Yeah, they got this number, which is cool. Whatever. But and this is literally all I was describing. You're like, what are you talking about? Oh, what are you talking about? What are you like, the speed of light, bro? Oh, wait, but the speed of light, bro. It's like, dog,